Yep. Paul Bennett fumbled a punt return, and Larry Ruck took it in the end zone for the opening touchdown. Dunnigan on 2nd down and 5, being chased by Skillman. He gets away from him. Ben Zambiazzi can't wrap him up. Dunnigan dives for what should be 1st down yardage out across the 45. Depends where they spot the football, but he's close.
Watch the block by Marco Sincar. This is almost unbelievable. Sincar's only 170 pounds, and he's blocking Reggie Mathis, the big 240-pound linebacker. Look at him put him right down. Matt decided to go the other way, but excellent block by Sincar. Ben could not stop quickly enough to stop the great young quarterback of the Eskimos.
And he does get a 1st down, and Dunnigan just gives you that kind of effort on every play out. Game after game, and he's just getting better and better.
You know, there was some discussion in the local newspapers here about people intentionally going out to injure quarterbacks because so many quarterbacks have gone down facing the Ticats, and Matt says, I believe it does happen once in a while. I really don't think so.
Certainly hope not. Anyway, Dunnigan fumbled the snap from center, picked it up, and got out near the 50-yard line for a gain of close to 3 yards on the play. Dunnigan manages to pick up 3 even on a busted play.
Looks like Matt was trying to move before he had full control of football. So it'll be 2nd and 7. 5:35 now remains in this 1st half.
Penalty marker. It looked like Walker jumped offside. Dunnigan airing it out for Brian Kelly. Les Brown is there to pick it off.
This one's going to be brought back, I'm sure. Les Brown picking up his 6th interception of the year, but Mike Walker, 61, the right defensive end, jumped just prior to the snap of the ball. Unless he was drawn offside, that interception will not stand. That's the call. You can see it right here at the bottom of your screen. See him approaching on that 1-yard line of scrimmage. Matt overthrowing the football to Brian Kelly, and Brown making a fine catch of it.
Frank, do you think Matt knew he had a free shot there?
Well, I don't know, Al, if he did or not, but I'm sure he didn't try to overthrow the football.
2nd down repeated.
So it's 2nd down over again. 5-yard penalty against Hamilton. And the Eskimos have to pick up 3 for a 1st down.
The difference in this ball game, really, Dale, is so far as that fumbled punt by Paul Bennett. It would be a very close 1st half without that.
Second down and not quite 3. Dunnigan going deep for Brian Kelly, a little too far at the 15-yard line. And that'll bring on the punting unit.
Boy, there's a bunch of two-steppers coming out of the stands at the north end of the stadium now. Several hundred Cowboys and Cowboy fans are going to be two-stepping it here at halftime. Country Music Week here in the Alberta capital. Charlie Pride is one of the co-hosts of that event tonight, Dale.
Well, I know just from the hotel and people we saw last night, a lot of folks in town for Country Music Week. Uh-oh, the ball's loose, and I think the Eskimos have got it again. The 2nd time today, Larry Ruck has come up with a fumbled punt. 36-yard gain is what that turns into, and Larry Ruck, who had a touchdown earlier after Paul Bennett mishandled a punt, recovers another one. This ball really died in a hurry, and I think it fooled the return man. I'm not sure if that was Fields.
I think it was Fields. Bennett was behind him there, and the Eskimos get a 2nd big break in this drive, having just had an offense or a defensive offside go their way. Now Ruck picks up his 2nd fumble of the game, and they have a 1st down inside the 20.
Great 1st half for the former Saskatoon Hilltop, Larry Ruck.
Good fake by Matt Dunnigan. Look out.
And he throws an interception in the end zone to Donovan Rose. Big return here. Rose is out across the Hamilton 45-yard line. Dunnigan stood there and had all kinds of time and then threw it to Rose. And he brings it back 47 yards.
Boy, excellent fake by Dunnigan on that counter play coming to the outside. Matt, all kinds of time. Thought Brian, I think, was going to break to the outside, but Donovan Rose right there for his second interception this year, and he brings it all the way out to his own 46-yard line. 3:49 remaining now, and Ticats get a break. They can get right back in this football game.
First turnover against the Eskimos in this opening half. And Hobart dumps it off to Derek Peels. Good open field tackle by Gary Thompson, and this is the second game for Thompson. We saw him play in Calgary on Labor Day, and I am impressed with number 19. He is a good, solid defensive back.
Well, he wants to come up and hit people too, doesn't he? That's a second really good, solid tackle that he's made.
You see where the Hamilton defense has picked off 20 passes this year. They don't have a lot of sacks, but that secondary sure goes for the football.
It's really amazing. Both of these teams had the same number of sacks coming into the ball game, Dale, and the Ticats are first in interceptions. The Edmonton Eskimos last.
It was 2nd and 9, and Crawford takes the pass from Ken Hobart, steps out of bounds at the Edmonton 50 with a first down for the Tiger Cats. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. 17-8 Eskimo congregating on this near side of the field are getting set for the halftime show. Part of the Country Music Week celebrations here in Edmonton. We have 3 minutes and 1 second remaining until the halftime break, and the Eskimos leading 17-8. But Hamilton on the move now, first down near the 51-yard line of Edmonton. For DiPietro, he's got him wrapped up immediately by Delorier, and they'll spot the ball at the Edmonton 46-yard line, so it's a gain of about 5.
Well, Delorier just doesn't make that many mistakes, Dale. If the receiver's got him beat, he's making sure of the tackle. The gain only about 3.5 yards.
Second and 5, Hamilton. Penalty marker. Hobart dropped the ball, then he goes down. That's Boyer again in on the action, and he gets credit with a sack that time, but there was a penalty marker right at the line of scrimmage.
That's really almost a gift sack, isn't it? Because the quarterback drops the football for no apparent reason.
Procedure against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, so they'll take the sack.
Procedure. Hamilton number 3, declined, third down.
That field has to be somewhat wet from the rains that they've had here in Edmonton. You've seen several people slip, and the ball pop out of a couple people's hands when it didn't appear there would be any reason for it to happen. Nice birthday present for the newcomer in the Eskimo defensive end spot.
Here's Bernie Ruoff's punt. Dropped by Treflin. Picks it up, steps out of bounds with it at the 22-yard line. Of course, Friday Night Football continues on CTV, and our next telecast originating from the stadium in Winnipeg and chasing BC for top spot in the Western Division. And Montreal, of course, the leaders in the East. Should be a good one Friday night on CTV. Dunnigan looked like he was going to be sacked or held to no gain, and he manages to pick up close to 9 yards before he's finally forced out of bounds at about the 31.5.
Just really amazing. Matt Dunnigan in his third year from the University of Louisiana, beaten Terry. Passing stats from the, who am I thinking of?
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw. How could I miss that?
I'm going to take it.
Dunnigan out throwing him. As you see our cameraman down on the sideline, and somewhat inclement weather here at Commonwealth Stadium. They said it was 8 degrees when the game started, Dale, but it feels a lot colder than that.
Actually, Frank, it isn't that bad. because there's no wind factor. So it's actually fairly pleasant the fall afternoon. I think the players enjoy it.
That's a guy from Edmonton saying it's not bad.
That's right. What are all those folks wrapped up for then, Al?
Second down, less than a yard to go for the Eskimos. Finnegan turns, hands off to Neil Lumsden. He may have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all.
Neil Lumsden with the ball.
David Sauvé was over there and got him first. Then it needed some help. And he did lose a little bit. So they'll be third down and a little over a yard to go now. And Jack Parker sends the punting unit in. .159 left in the second quarter, and the Eskimos will have to punt it away. Bennett and Crawford are back deep, and the Tiger Cats have been having trouble here in the first half handling Dixon's punts. Fumbled once by Bennett, resulted in a touchdown by Ruck, and then Rufus Crawford misplayed one, and Ruck made another fumble recovery. Good kick this time by Dixon. Backs Crawford up inside his own 25-yard line, and he catches it cleanly, and then Chris Skinner is there to put the stop on him almost immediately. He didn't even get back to the 25.
Boy, Skinner used that big speed to get down under that 56-yard kick and only a 4-yard return. So the Ticats will have 139 to try to move from their own 25-yard line.
See how that punt had to force Crawford to back up quite a ways, and then Skinner was right there. First down, Tiger Cats. Shy of their own 25. Derek Peels makes a move to get around Thompson, and then coming from the inside to make the tackle, James Zachary, number 92, is in his second game with the Eskimos. Coming up at halftime, of course, we'll have a close-up look at Hamilton Tiger Cats leading interceptor, Les Brown. Frank will be around with the highlights of this first half. And we'll have CFL this week, of course, and a wrap-up of what's been happening in the Canadian Football League, this being the final game of this weekend. BC winning on Friday night, Winnipeg winning big yesterday, Montreal winning over Saskatchewan earlier today. Second down, wide open, Rufus Crawford. He's out near midfield. First and 10, Hamilton, as Crawford picks up 26 yards.
It almost looked like Darrell Hall, 24, the corner on that side, thought he had help from the inside. He did not, and he was playing from outside in. Good throw by Hobart, and all of a sudden the Ticats with 1:07 remaining are up to midfield.
First down from the Hamilton 53. Ingram going into the middle was wide open, and instead DiPietro was the intended receiver. And that was broken up. A lot of folks in there, Gary Thompson included.
Hobart possibly showing just a bit of inexperience there, Dale. I think he had another second or so to set up and throw that football. Gary Thompson, as Dale mentioned, in his second start with the Eskimos.
Second and 10. A fake to Peels. Steps up. Knocked down by Cliff Toney. Intended for Rufus Crawford. So Hamilton will have to punt the ball away.
We've got another injured Eskimo on the play as try to run that little bootleg, and Toney not fooled at all by the fake by Hobart.
James Zachary, the injured Eskimo. Former
Zachary, of course,
Montreal Concord.
playing at that defensive tackle spot.
It's interesting now, Frank, how the Eskimos have settled into a four-man front. They've been trying three-man fronts, four-man fronts, and now they feel they've got the personnel to go with the 4-3 style of defense.
Dale, it has been a personnel problem in terms of the type of defense. They've almost been dictated to by injuries as to what style of defense they play.
Chris Woods on the return. Look out! Bernie Ruoff saves a touchdown. 46-yard punt, but Chris Woods brought it back 48 yards.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, you do not see Bernie Ruoff make many tackles in his illustrious career in the CFL, but that one saved 6 points. Woods with that blinding speed. You could see that statistic, and Woods is the fastest man on the Eskimo Ball Club. With 37 seconds left, he's put his team back into scoring position.
Hamilton player injured, Pat Brady, heading to the bench now, and the Eskimos take over at the Hamilton 40-yard line. First down. Pass intended for Marco Sinkar, being covered by Mark Streeter, goes in.